Well, home of fight favorite with me today, Mario Bautista, also a fan favorite fighting UFC 329, July 11th. Mario, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me. Exciting stuff coming up.
Dude, I feel like for, I don't know, 3, 4 interviews now, I've been saying, who do you want next? Who do you want next? The Cory Sandhagen rematch is always on your mind. You've always said you wanted that, so you
Yeah.
got it. I get, like, what's your reaction to getting that fight? You fished your wish, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy if you look at it from that standpoint, because like, yeah, I always figured, man, we'd always run into each other, as long because I always knew he was gonna do good. I knew I was gonna do good, and eventually we'd meet up. And it's almost like before the fight, I kind of figured this would happen because he's fought everyone in the rankings, from the champ all the way to I was ranked number 8 at the time.
Yep.
All to me. So that leaves me, Otherwise, he'd have to fight down the rankings to fight someone else. So it just put us like right in that spot. So it's pretty crazy to think about it, but man, I'm super excited that it all came to fruition.
You haven't had a rematch in a while, right?
No, this will be my first rematch
Ever.
I've ever, like amateur, pro. It's gonna be my first one. So
And like,
uh,
what does that do to you motivation wise in the training room? Like anything different compared to a normal fight? Is there any extra like, yo, I got to get this one back?
yeah, you, I wouldn't say extra motivation, but there is a different feel to it, right? It's not like, oh, it's the next guy, it's the next guy. It's a different guy, and a different guy. It's someone I faced before. We are different, from the last time we fought, better.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be a little bit different that way, but it just has a different feel to it, which is nice for me. I'm like, this will be my 21st pro fight, so it just adds a little bit of like extra to it.
Shaken up a little bit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
These next two questions are not the same. So the first one, how does this rematch go down differently?
I'm going to be hunting that finish. I think it's obvious, like where he's not really the best, which is on the mat. So I'm going to be looking for the finish, pushing it hard. We got 3 rounds, so I'm going to have to get on the gas right away. I can't let him just get away with a decision and running around everything. So, um, but man, I think it's going to be an exciting fight. And like I said, I'm going to be hunting for that finish.
Now, I said they're not the same question. So not how, but why does this rematch go down differently?
I'm just a completely different fighter since the last time we fought. More mature, been in the bigger moments, uh, had great fights, have gone lots of rounds, fought great opponents, and I think that's going to come into play this second go around.
And you said you see yourself chasing a finish, and you think he's not the strongest on the mat. That leads me to infer that you're going to be maybe going for more of a grapple heavy approach, a submission, something like that. Is this true? Is this kind of the game plan? If you can even say that much.
I mean, that's where I think my best work is, and like I said, I don't think he's the best there. I'm like, I'm realistic. I'm not going to go in there and have a striking match with Sandhagen. You know what I mean? But don't get me wrong. Like I don't think I think I could definitely hurt him on the feet. Make him respect me for sure. But if a finish is going to come, um, I see it that way.
More likely on the mat. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Now, Cory himself, as a fan myself, obviously got the UFC merch on right now. I think Cory, one, entertaining, obviously, but two, like, he's a funny guy. I like his personality. He makes some funny memes and skits. Do you feel the same way at all? Like, what are your thoughts on Cory Sandhagen as a person?
I really don't follow him or anything like that. I think he's a great fighter. That's all I've known him really for.
Hmm.
Exciting fighter, just like you said. Great movement, great striker. Always brings it. Um, but yeah, as far as a person, I really don't know him, and I really don't care to, I guess. Um, but yeah,
Now, any message to Cory Sandhagen ahead of this fight?
and I'm coming. I'm coming. I got to be careful with that. Um,
Pause.
you know, it, right? It's going to be different this second time around. I'm going to be bringing the heat, coming after that finish, and like I said, he's only lost to champions, so I think getting past him says a lot. So
And
I'm
we'll talk
ready.
about what could be next in a second here too. But before that, sharing your card, obviously the big main event, Conor McGregor, Max Holloway, Thoughts on this? I've heard a lot of fighters say Conor doesn't make it. We're like a week and a half out. I feel like he's going to make it at this point.
Yeah, I'd like to see him fight week. It's crazy. They even moved it up to 70. 170 to make sure he makes the weight. So I don't know. We'll see when we see him at fight week. But yeah, that we're getting closer. He's still in there.
How do you think? I mean, we've seen McGregor fight at 70 before, which I haven't even really thought about till researching this fight. But we've also seen like his stature. He's a big boy. How's Max Holloway going to do up at 170?
Yeah, I'm excited to see how like his frame will look like, how his body would like. I mean, he looked like a good 55 or two. He didn't look like out of shape or anything. So maybe 170 fits him in. Max is kind of tall and has a big frame as well, so maybe he'll hold the size well. But it's going to be definitely interesting.
Do you have an official pick for that main event?
I'm going to go for Max Holloway on that one. Yeah, I think he's just been super active, and he's just a great fighter, high IQ. And the later this fight goes, if Conor doesn't get like a quick knockout, I think it plays more into Max Holloway's hands.
Seems to be the very common consensus across the board of everyone I'm asking, and I tend to agree as well. Another big fight that just happened. One of your old buddies, Sean O'Malley, just beat up Aiemann Zahabi at the freaking White House. Were you
Yeah,
impressed with that performance?
yeah, I was happy for Sean. Got a win, got a finish. So I was happy for him. Crazy game plan by Aiemann, but yeah, I knew Sean. I knew Sean would win that fight for sure.
Did you watch that card? Like, was the spectacle itself awesome to you?
Oh my God, dude, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I really didn't pay much attention to it. The weeks leading up, but then I turned it on. I was relaxed at home, and then just seeing like the whole White House and them walking out, and then that first fight right off the bat, Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia.
mm-hmm.
I was like, holy crap! Like this is crazy.
Yeah,
Like
man.
this is crazy to think about from where it started to where it's at right now, and I'm in this era of it. So it was pretty crazy to see.
Dude, Gaethje in the Oval Office looking at the declaration and then hitting his walkout, beating to poor. I mean, it literally couldn't have been more picture perfect for like a USA night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was sick, bro. And yeah, USA guy, American winning. When all odds were against him, and
Crazy.
yeah, that was crazy.
Now, O'Malley got the big win, and he kind of admitted this too. He thinks this. Do you think Merab versus Jan is still the next title fight to make?
I think so. Merab was a great champion. He was super active. Fought everyone. Um, and he lost. But I think he can deserve that rematch, and it'll be a trilogy fight, so it'll be a good money fight, good storyline, and he's coming off some rest, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Now, Umar is booked. Merab versus Jan sounds like could be next. Looking like UFC is going to give O'Malley the winner of that title fight. That seems to be the consensus. That really only leaves Song Yadong in this like top 5-6 range. Do you think that fight makes sense for the winner of your fight, Song Yadong? I know you've never fought him yet.
Yeah, yeah, that can make sense. You know, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how that title fight, what goes on with that. Uh, Maybe I could have another rematch with Umar in this, in the states here. So that's another possibility. But Song Yudong would be a good one too.
A win here. Does this put you the closest you've ever been to a title fight?
Oh, 100%. He's only lost to champions. So like I said, it says a lot if you beat Cory, and then especially if you finish him. Well, you know, it definitely puts you up there. And yes, it'll get me closer to that title.
Merab, Petr Yan, Sean O'Malley, maybe someone else. When you are at that title, I would assume you got to win here, maybe one, maybe two more afterwards. Who do you think is the champion when you are actually getting ready to fight for that belt?
I have, you know, Umar could be champion at that time. We'll see how that happens. We'll see if they give that rematch to whoever wins. Maybe Petr Yan wins and they have Umar versus Peter. That could be a possibility. But whoever's the champion at that time, I'll be ready for that.
If David Martinez beats Umar Nurmagomedov, I know he's a huge underdog, but it's a crazy fight. If he beats Umar, what does that do for David? Does he just launch into that top three?
That fight's booked.
I know it's booked. I was just thinking, did it fall off? But I don't think so. I'm just checking Tapology real
No,
quick.
I wasn't even sure if like
Booked and
that.
ready to go, bro. July 25th.
Damn, that's a crazy fight. Um, yeah. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
If David Martinez beats Umar Nurmagomedov, like where does that put David? Top three?
Yeah, that has to put him in the top three, top five, of course. Umar's number one or number two
Yeah.
in the rankings. So yeah, a win over Umar, yeah, that definitely puts you up there. That's an interesting fight.
I like fights like that. Josh Van got his shot that way. It's cool. Even Josh Hokett just fought Curtis Blades like that. I like when people get their shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Now, this is me doing some math. You signed, I believe, a 5 fight deal before UFC 307. So I think this is 5 fights later. Does this mean this is the last fight in your contract, or am I wrong there?
no, no. I think the previous one was like a 4-fight contract. I want to say I signed a new one with the Umar. So
Oh, you're pretty fresh then.
yeah, and sometimes they renew them. Like even though it's a 4-fight contract, they can renew it on the second one
Sure.
or whatever. So, but yeah, I believe I'm on a 6-fight contract right now, and I don't know if I'm on the first or second fight of that. I have to double check. So
But you got a new contract before Umar, though, is what you're saying. That's dope.
yeah, yeah. So
Do your contract, and I don't need to know the money details, but like very vaguely, I assume it's kind of just like you get your starter pay, get a little more. Big Umar fight, now you get the big one. Like, is that kind of how it works?
yeah, yeah, pretty much. I think mine. Mhm. They give you good bumps and everything, and depending on who you're fighting, they'll up it. But I'm comfortable. I'm really I'm really happy. I'm not like a spending money kind of guy. Like I'm not materialistic. If I could feed myself and my daughter and like go eat night, good places and fill up my gas tank, I could just put the hose in and look away and wait till it's done. I'm
Beautiful.
good. Dude, I remember the first time I was able to do that. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Otherwise you had to sit there and like
It's week to week
20
for me there,
20
but
bucks.
yeah, I get it sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm happy. I'm happy right now.
I love it, man. And my last bit of questions here is, just training camp, MMA lab. I guess give me the typical camp breakdown. Who are your main partners this time around?
Yeah, so leading in, I was getting rounds with Marcus before his fight. Um, it's going to be hard to replicate Sandhagen getting that
Yeah.
body type and everything, but Marcus does move very well, and he's very smart. So he's able to emulate the footwork and the movement of it. And that's the great thing about these guys at the gym, man. They'll without even asking, like they're in there moving like Sandhagen for me and doing all these things. So it's been Marcus, Kyler Phillips. Ezra Elliott's been helping me. Paul from our gym, he's a younger guy. So I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but sorry, he just fought in LFA last week too, or this weekend. And then getting those tall Ranger guys. I've done a few rounds with Alex Caceres.
Hmm.
So everyone's been a big help for me at the gym, doing their best.
I told you I'm interviewing Jose. I thought it was right now, but it's actually 24 hours from now.
Another one too.
Yeah, I was
Jose's been
wondering, like,
helping
do you
me.
guys actually get rounds together and everything?
Yeah, yeah. Me and him have been getting rounds because he has a fight like a week or
A
two
week
after
after
me.
yours, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, so been getting work with Jose as well.
What's it like? And this is kind of a stereotypical question, but I don't think I've ever asked the lab boys this. Like, when you have you, Marcus, Jose, whoever else, all booked at once, like, does that up the intensity in there compared to normal?
Yeah. Oh, it definitely does. Everyone's like getting in shape,
Yeah.
so we're all getting after it. We're redlining. Once we're in the cage and doing our real rounds, we're trying to get after it, push each other, push ourselves, so it's I like it. I like when other guys are in camp and they kind of feed into each other. Like I said, Marcus was getting ready for his fight. I was doing rounds, and it leads into mine, and then Jose jumps into my
Yep.
rounds, and then it just keeps on going that way. So it's awesome.
I saw on Instagram, and this is like becoming more of a rare thing, especially for MMA fighters. You were training in a gi. Do you always train in a gi? Is that a common thing for you?
Yeah, no, I've always I've loved the gi. I love no gi. I love jujitsu. I love training. It's just like when I make my posts or get some photos, like you know, I don't know if anyone ever really wants to see that. They want to see the miss. They want to see the hand
Sure.
works, the wrestling stuff. I was like, you know what? Let's get some gi stuff. I've been doing gi this whole time. Why not get some in there? So, but I think like at the end of my career, I'll always be probably weightlifting and doing jujitsu. So
Big
I
no
love
gi
it.
guy. Big no gi guy. You can take that gi off of me. And I'm in freaking Pennsylvania. So what's a gi like in Phoenix? Is that just hot as shit?
When they turn up the AC in there, they're trying to save some money. It gets a little warm in there, but honestly, you get used to it and everything. And but yeah, I, I like the gi. I like the grips. I just like the old fashioned feel of it. Like the roots of it, I guess. And like I said, I'll always be doing jujitsu and maybe even teaching jujitsu too. So I like it.
You just mentioned teaching. Could you ever see yourself doing like a UFC BJJ or any sort of jiu-jitsu comp someday when you're done fighting?
Absolutely, yeah. I think one just hit me up. AC ACB. Oh, I forget the name. It's like a Russian promotion.
Okay.
But I'll have to send it to you.
Is that the
But yeah,
one
they
that
just
John Jones in DC did?
it's the one that Armin Sarukian did and Benson. That's
Yep.
where they did their thing.
Okay.
Then I feel like they've been signing a couple UFC fighters and stuff. So they've hit me up. So maybe we'll get that in the works. And why not? Why
Yeah,
not go
man.
out there and compete?
All these UFC guys have been doing that RAF too, Real American Freestyle. Do you ever see yourself putting a singlet on, or nah, I'll stick to guard pulling?
Uh, I don't know. Maybe if they give me the opportunity, I think that'd be a fun one. Like I said, why not? Why not throw it on and do this cool show? And what's it matter? Win or lose in those? I mean, those are just fun for me.
Well, that's the cool thing about combat sports today. I feel like like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was really just kind of like MMA, and it was really just like UFC, maybe a little Bellator. Now you got UFC, PFL. MVP is starting to pay people, BKFC, RAF, all these jujitsu things. Like I feel like there's so many avenues for fighters and athletes to actually make some income on this sport now compared to back in the day. Is that true?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and these shows are getting bigger, bigger. Like they're just kicking off better. Like the RAF, these jujitsu, like on Instagram, they're just getting very popular and everything.
Mhm.
So it brings money into it. And the thing is, with the UFC, I feel like before they wouldn't let you go do something like that. Nope, we can't let you do that. Whatever contract, we don't want you getting hurt or whatever it was. But now, they let us do that. So awesome of the UFC.
It's crazy. Armin can fight anywhere but the UFC. It's it's very interesting of late.
Yeah, at the RAF.
Mario, that is all I got for you, my man. Really appreciate your time. As always, great catching up. Anything for all your fans before this big International Fight Week fight?
Oh man, make sure you guys tune in July 11th. It's going to be a sick card. It's going to be a great. We just had the White House. This is going to be the next big thing. So tune in. It's going to be a great night.
You got an Irish accent for us?
I was about to try it right there. I was about to try it. No, I don't
You
have
don't
one here.
fucking got it, kid.
I don't got it. Oh, that sounds kind of Scottish.
That's more Scottish, is. That's Paul Craig.
Fuck, sorry.
Good enough, bro. Mario Bautista, you the man. July 11th, UFC 329. Don't miss it. Kick some ass, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.